Okay, so just waiting for it to come up on, yep, there we go. Live on Twitch. And so, back to streaming after a break away from it. I got some work done off stream the other night on this. So, Bloodhound is historically, since a couple major changes, taken a while to compile, and I wasn't really happy with the compile times. And this wasn't just affecting us devs. End users were experiencing pretty gnarly compile times. And basically the whole reason was just that the current main version of the library, it just has like one huge types module and client module. So for example, the types module here has 4,600, 4,700 source lines of code. Client isn't as bad. It's 1042. But then there's two of them because we maintain two different subtrees of the client. There's one for V1 and one for V5. V1 and V5 here refer to the Elasticsearch versions that the client integrates with. But V1 it's not substantially smaller. It's actually a little bit bigger in source lines. Partly because there was some redundancy that the Elasticsearch API got rid of after V1. They basically collapsed the filter type into the query type, so V1 needs its own separate filter type that has different constructors and faculties. V5 is just a synonym for a query, which is just as well. There were like weird performance problems with like failing to use a filter when or using a query when you meant to use a filter or something. So I feel like they may have sanded down some sharp edges there. So this is the PR for it. It's PR 223, and I've already kind of kicked it around with my my co-maintainer, Michael Xavier. He's like the main one that works on this with me. We actually get a pretty steady drip of PRs from other people, which I've actually been really pleased by. You know, definitely like Michael and the other contributors are the main ones pushing the library forward at this point. The only thing I really use Elasticsearch for right now is integration with a logging library called Katip, which Michael wrote and maintains. But definitely the community is pushing it forward. However, I occasionally jump in to do kind of janitorial work like this, which is basically what this is. So the way it changed, I've got the branch of it checked out here. So if I do tree, you can actually see the difference between V1, which I haven't touched yet, and V5. V5 has an internal module with separate modules for analysis, client, new types, query, stringly typed. Now, these aren't like incredibly semantically meaningful modules, but end users aren't really supposed to care about them or know they exist. The reason they're categorized that way is because it's actually pretty hard to split apart the types in a highly granular way. The biggest one is client.hs at 85K, and then the next one is query at 61K. But that's still a better split than what we previously had, where basically everything was in query. This is definitely better. And we've also got a fair bit of stuff in new types and stringly typed and analysis. So part of the reason for this is basically there were two major things I did to speed up the compiles for Bloodhound. One was that if you look at all these types, their deriving clauses have eq show from JSON to JSON, that whole deal. If you look at deriving, let me find a more representative. You see how these have like read, generic, and typable? There were a lot of types that had this stuff. And it didn't actually, most of the types that had these didn't actually need to be deriving these type classes. There was no real reason to. Like, nobody should be using read anyway. Like, don't use read. Ugh. Anyway, that generates a lot of code. It also forces GHC to do a lot of work. Another problem is that GC doesn't really have intra-module caching. Like, it doesn't know how to preserve, at least as far as I know, it doesn't know how to preserve like the definitions of everything you didn't touch and that didn't depend on the thing you did modify. So when you touch a module, like that whole module's cached object representation is gone, and it has to recompile the whole module. Then by having all of these type classes you don't need on here, you're forcing GHC to do a lot of code gen. Further, you're forcing GHC to use a lot of memory because it doesn't really compile modules incrementally. The whole thing's in memory the whole time. So GHC ends up using a lot of memory compiling one huge module like this. And that in turn also makes it slower because, you know, the more any GHC program allocates, the slower it runs, because that's what using a garbage collected language generally entails, right? It's not a pay-as-you-go type deal like Rust or C++. So all of those are contributing to pretty gnarly compile times. Having them split up means that although the two big modules are still a little bit painful, they aren't as bad as they used to be. And the overall compile time, even from like a clean build, nothing cached, is still better, just because it actually just compiles faster just from those changes. Now the actual library already compiles. The work that remains is I need to figure out how to redo the tests, which is actually going to be kind of gnarly because there was a bunch of stuff in here that Michael and I think a couple other people did that really needed, they needed generic for a couple things, I think, and he was doing something else for his, let me find it, it's Aprox EQ. His Aprox EQ stuff, he was basically leaning on generics pretty heavily for getting free implementations of Aprox EQ, and you can see them here. There's a lot. So, yeah, ouch, right? Let me actually increase the font size. I just realized that's not going to be big enough for a lot of people. Sorry about that. It's been a little while since I streamed, so I'm forgetting little things like that. Sorry about that. All right, so yeah, there's a bunch of this Aprox EQ stuff, and it's pretty much what it sounds like, you know. So yeah, I need to, so I've already got the base library building. That's fine. It's just the tests. So I'm also going to get Elasticsearch running in case I actually ever finish this today. I don't actually know how long this is going to take. The reason for the Aprox EQ is that Michael actually ran into a situation where strict value equality didn't really work for a test he wanted to do because Elasticsearch did something weird with a value. I don't know if it was the JSON marshalling and unmarshalling or something, but basically he wasn't getting the exact same value back that he put in, and that wasn't okay, you know, so dang. So okay, we've got Elasticsearch running. So yeah, if I run make tests, this is gonna blow up. Unregistering dependencies changed. Alright, so there are is he really using all of this? Oh, and there's the arbitrary instances he's using generics for. Yeah, sums of products arbitrary and generic shrink. And yeah, there you go. He's testing the JSON. Yeah, it's because, okay, so so what happened was we had a JSON instance come up bad. So come up bad here means that in general, we like our JSON instances to round trip, just like show and read. So whatever to.json generates from JSON should be able to parse back into the same exact value. There should be an isomorphism there, right? And we weren't testing them before. And yeah, we had an instance that didn't round trip, and as you might expect a Haskeller, especially a conscientious Haskeller like Michael to do, he made a whole like test suite for validating all of our JSON instances. And then he ran into a problem with the whole with the round tripping needing approximate equality for some stuff. Okay, new instance for generic suggests. So yeah, I mean basically it's just going to complain that we don't have generic instances for these things. So we have a couple of alternatives here. One is to just not use generic. I didn't quite catch that, Adam. Okay, arbitrary, template Haskell. Quick check arbitrary template. That seems promising. Neat. I actually know these people. Plow Technologies. Some really cool people work there. I think this is the CTO. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it is. Those people are pretty cool. And they may have saved me some trouble here. Alright, so to explain, what I'm doing is I'm trying to find something that uses template Haskell to generate these arbitrary instances instead of generics, so that I don't have to generate a generics instance for the types. I can, as long as the template Haskell can see the data type representation, it should work fine. Obviously, there's also the problem of these being orphan instances, but for test modules, I don't really care about orphans. Clearly, an orphan instance in a test module is whatever. It's not part of the API. It's not going to break anybody's code. Nobody can import something from my tests, so I don't really care about that. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to assume that I need all of the instances initially. But if I want to double check that we don't actually, I mean, basically, if I understand Michael's original intent, if it seems like one of these instances aren't necessary, the answer isn't actually to remove the instance, it's to add it to the JSON instances check here. Like, that's really what I should do. I should just add it to this if it's not getting tested. And I can validate that by dumping the test suite output to a file, grepping for the arbitrary instances from this file, and then I can start pairing them up and do like a unique comparison on the columns to see which ones have pairings and which ones don't. I'm not going to do that right now, though. I'm not too worried about it. I just need to fix the arbitrary instances. So to that end, we're going to start. I need to find the generic ones. This shrink instance is going to need generic, but this whole instance is doesn't shrink have a default implementation? I was pretty sure it did. Also, another idea Michael and I had was to just, you know, replace quick check with Hedgehog, because I've been doing some work with that lately. I'm not going to do that as a first step. I'm going to see if I can get this going with quick check for now, and then later, once we have something kind of working, then I'll see about okay, so the default implementation is that it doesn't really do anything. Okay. Man. Yeah, nope, sorry, I don't care. I don't care about shrinking for a field name. It's not that gnarly of a data type. I can figure out a way to derive it later. The other reason I don't really care about shrinking it is that we've already got what should be a pretty clean alphanumeric arbitrary. Gen. I shouldn't say arbitrary, this is like a gen. This isn't... What is even the type of this? Yeah, see, it's a gen, it's not an arbitrary. Arbitrary is just the type class that finds you a gen for a type. So, yeah, it already has like a nice gen for already, so I don't think we're going to need the shrink for it. Of course, I could eat my words here and end up being wrong, but I think it'll be alright. I want custom, like, intelligent shrinking for things that could end up being ugly. Okay, yeah, that's another situation where I'm not that worried about shrinking. Ditto. It's also already doing a reduced size on the second value, so I don't really care as much. Again, reduced size, not really that fussed about it. Working on the book has made me habitually anti-scrolling off to the right more than necessary. I had to edit all of the source code in the book down to 43 columns wide max in order for the e-reader version to work properly. That was tedious. We kind of want to shrink for arbitrary, or sorry, for query. This is like a big tree type, basically, and it's like a big sum type with, like, it has itself as a value argument to some of these constructors, so it could get turned into like a big ugly tree. But I'm gonna comment it out and put a to do implement shrink, and there's no real reason that I shouldn't be able to implement the shrink through template Haskell separately of the arbitrary either. So actually, the only thing special about this arbitrary instance is the reduced size. So there's probably some ways I could do this. This is just lifting over the arbitrary for query, and this is another, like, yeah. So we want to do shrink, filter, lift, and then we can reuse the shrink on query, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to take yeah, there we go. Filter queue, shrink queue, lift filter. That should be good. And then what are these guys doing? What is this format? No. Nope. Alright, that looks fine. What I really want to get to is that big list of generically defined dealies. Not anymore. There we go. Yeah, these guys. So, not anymore. Test, do I have a GCI test target? If I don't, I should. I don't. Okay. Well, I'll move this up to here. Move this up to here. Here. And then let's have a look at my makefiles. Haskell.makefile. Test GCI. Yeah, I need to move my makefiles template into this project at some point. Default stack is fine. Package name is Bloodhound. Test module name is Bloodhound-test. And I already renamed the test module to make that fit, so we're going to do make test GCI. And it's going to break, but, you know, I just want to see, like, how it breaks. Cannot satisfy. Cannot satisfy package Bloodhound 1502. Really? Okay. Build depends Bloodhound. Reasonable. But why? Okay. I'll just do a make build. That was basically a 0 build that didn't do anything. Okay, that's all it needed apparently. Yeah, so it's complaining about all the arbitrary instances here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull in the thing I found from this, and I'm gonna check and see if this is on Hackage. Let's see what we got here. It is not. So what we are going to do is pull this in via stack. Whoops. So we're going to do the vanilla stack, and let me see here. Pub t stack YAML. What's our format here? Technologies. And we want the extra dep because this isn't a formal part of the project. It is just a dependency. So we want to mark that, and then that's the SHA-1 we saw. Yep. And that all looks good. And then I'm going to have to copy and paste this between the different stack. Well, I'll worry about that if this is the actual direction we take. And then I need to add the library to the test dependencies. Name check. Test, build depends. Quick check, arbitrary template. Make, build. Oh, got the formatting wrong. Stack YAML. What did I get wrong here? Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Pulled in my dep for me. It's not going to build it right now because it doesn't need it for the actual library build, but it'll run when I go to do make test. Apologies, I have a grumpy pit bull. Papu, hey. Come here. Come here, grump butt. Hey. Papu. Papa-chan. Papu. I give up. He's stubborn. Not like my German Shepherd, who's just sitting here next to me waiting for me to pay attention to him. I guess I should pet him while I'm waiting for this to compile. Oh yeah, Logan Max here. There we go. Hello, Logan. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, type in my... Alrighty then. So we've got that building. And let me see here. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and do the make test GCI. Alright, I should just stop doing that when I know I need to build stuff. Alright, data D should have 6 arguments. Okay, so this is kind of what I figured would happen. So basically, this hasn't been updated since July 2016, so I need to update it. So I'm going to fork it. And then, once I have forked it, I'm going to clone it down to my machine. quick check arbitrary template, and then we're going to take a look at this build error here. LTS 6.8, not anymore. We're going to jump into the future here. Nope, don't need that. Nope, 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 nope. Alright. Yep, there we go. Okay, check template, cabal. Oof. No version ranges, huh? Ouch. Alright. Let's quick check th generators internal 54. Data D should have 6 arguments, but it's been given 5. Okay. Let's have a look at the template Haskell library, because I'm pretty certain that's where this lives. And double check the, language Haskell th, language Haskell data D. Okay, so the new structure of it, whoops, not 543, just 54. So the new structure of this is data D, contacts name, type via binder. That seems to be that guy, so that matches up. Then it has maybe kind. That doesn't match up. That's 1 underscore. List con, that's our conses, and then derive clause, that's our underscore there. So that's now fixed. Let's see what else we get when we build this. Okay, new type D should have 6 arguments, yada yada yada. I'm guessing kind, right? Yeah, context, name, type by barn, yeah. We don't care about kind, I think. Or maybe we do, I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, look, it builds now. Yay, it's been updated. Okay, now I need to figure out when this changed. The data D thing. So I'm going to get a permalink to deck, and then I'm going to start walking these versions back and see if I can figure out what my minimum version is here. Okay, so 2.11 had it. What about 2.10? Okay, so 2.11 is my new min. So we're going to go to this cabal, and then we're going to say less than or greater than or equal to 2.11 and less than 2.13. And then we're going to run stack build again. Yeah, everything looks kosher there. Push up my changes to my fork, go back to my fork, refresh, pull request, create pull request, create pull request. Alright, I've done my duty. So now I'm going to change that dependency. I'm going to pull this SHA-1. I'm going to go back to Bloodhound, back to stack YAML. I'm going to replace this SHA-1, and I'm going to replace Plow Technologies with ByMap, which is me. And then I'm going to run the build again. Okey-dokey. doing its thing. Alright, so assuming this works, what I'm going to have to do is rewrite all these into whatever form the template Haskell version takes. So it looks like it's just make arbitrary, quote, quote. Oh, that's pretty handy. It generates them separately of, that's pretty cool. So it doesn't generate the type class instance directly. That's kind of cool, actually. It does mean it's not implementing shrink, though. That's kind of annoying. But, you know, it's all good. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the code real quick, just to double check that I'm understanding this right. With type, make arbitrary, QDEC, apply con. Okay. Yeah, no instance for blah, 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 blah. I know. Alright. Pretty certain I just built that, bud. I need to make it not break when I try to bring up GSCI. Okay, so the form we're looking for here is this guy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give up completely on shrinking for the moment, which is bad, I know. And the way we're going to, and the way we're going to do this is going to replace string shrink equals generic shrink gone, and then we're going to rewrite these in terms of this. So I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm going to comment this out. And we're going to try to do this with a macro. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. F4 to victory, my friends. I love automation. Alright, let's see if this works out. Oh, her. I need to add the import for this guy too. Yeah. There we go. And then okay. I think the manual instances still want stuff, but we're not stuck on this part anymore, which is pretty cool. So I think that actually worked. Alright. Let's have a look at shrink, see what we can do about this. I mean, this definitely looks like shrink, quick check, template Haskell. Oh, and then hedgehog. Yeah, sure. Oh, that's cute. I don't really know how to implement a shrink. I just need to derive one. Alright. Place string, space, shrink equals nuke shrink, nuke. That seems fine. NE. New instance for ORD node adder filter. I think that was one of the ORDs I removed. So now we're going to go back here, look for node adder filter, and that lives in I want to say v5 types. Yeah. Types. 1219. Nope. That is a list comprehension. No, it's in client. Okay. Types, internal client. That's 277. And you need to add an ORD to that bad boy. ORD node adder name. Yeah, sure. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So it's going to take a little bit to recompile now. Let's take a look at the rest of the shrinks in here and make certain I don't have any generic shrinks left. I don't think I do. I think that worked. So we shall see what else it wants from me. No, this is for generic suggest. Okay, so now we're getting into the Aprox EQ stuff. I think that's where we're at now. I think that's almost all of it, isn't it? I mean, is there anything else in here? These are all pretty much the same error, recapitulated over and over. Over and over and over and over. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, kind of annoying. Let me think about this. So, suggest is one example. Man, good lord. Where do we use these in the tests? Use them. Oh, we actually use them for every single prop JSON. Wow. Oh boy. Alright. Well, this blows. Oh god. Alright. What are my options here? I have options. I have options like just setting the Proxy Queue to eek. Eek the cat. Eek the type class. I could as well just write my own th driver. Let's have a look here. I can see why I did it with generic, because it gets a lot of this stuff for free. Looks pretty pretty normal. So we would just need I think it's actually worth separating out the generic instances versus the ones that are approximate versus the ones that are actually taking advantage of the approximation. And I think it's basically this right here is kind of the essence of it. And this is really what it's needed for. Is this the only, are these the only types that we really need this for? I mean, do we really need it for the rest of this? Let's find out. We're gonna need some of these because it's gonna need Aprox EQ for the contents of these. So let's look at routing allocation and all that stuff. Internal client 161. So we're going to need Aprox EQ instances for replica count, replica bounds, bool, nominal diff time, int, bytes, maybe, nominal diff time, on empty, node adder filter, allocation policy, shard count. God, this type is gnarly. Initial shard count. Have I mentioned Elasticsearch is really complicated? I don't know how you actually use Elasticsearch without like good types. Like, how do you do that? Ugh. I used to do it with Python. It's horrible. Analysis, compression, compound, FS type. So there's a few. This one's pretty simple. So yeah, I don't know if that's even worth making template Haskell for. I mean, we're basically looking at like one major instance and then a bunch of things it depends on. I think the answer here is to actually just change prop.json to not do approximation for everything. Unless, no, there might be a reason he did it that way. So let's look at 293. So index setting summary also gets included. It includes something that needs the proxy comparison. And then index setting summary does that. Index settings summary. We don't even prop JSON that one. And that's the only place that type gets used. So yeah, I'm gonna say we narrow down prop JSON to being a normal EQ, and then we make a special Aprox version for the stuff that actually needs it. So we're gonna EQ and is this how I usually format this? There we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is replace, this needs to be a prop EQ, not a normal EQ. Is it just triple equals? I don't remember. Quick check's old deal. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, triple equals. I was right. Alright, so now what we can do is separate these by the actual instance they need, and I will let Michael tell me if what I'm doing here makes sense, and he can veto it later, but I'm going to run with this for now. Alright, so now we know updatable index setting, whoops, setting. Wow, there's a new type? Why is there... Why? Alright, so these are all kind of related, I think. So I'm going to split these out. And then there's going to be another... And then we're going to move, let me see here, I think it includes these guys. I should actually make a list of these. Let's go back to client. 162, so yeah, replica count, replica bounds, count. I mean, the big one is updatable index setting, I think. I think that's the one we really care about here. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not really certain. Yeah, it's only that new type. I don't know what's going on there, but I'll interrogate it later. So now what I can do is I can go back to Aprox EQ and start nuking stuff. So we definitely need these and this. I think we need non-empty, but I'll try it without. I don't remember if we need any of these, so I'm going to comment them out for now. These are all gone. Yeah, this is the big boy. And I'm gonna try doing that on those, and we need node adder filter. Yeah, we need non-empty node adder filter, and is that non-empty? There it is. All right. So a lot of this is really just a case of we need to paste that to get rid of the need for the generic, because we don't need the generic if we're actually providing implementation. You know? I don't care. Just put it on one line. Add EQ. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Bulk test 467. No. We have. This is a new type. Come on. We don't need this. This is silly. Don't do that. What else do we have here? 4, 6. 211. Termination. Okay. We can replace this JSON stuff with template Haskell as well. I just want like the default. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna do location, tweet, get rid of those. Not in scope, type constructor, class of Proxy Queue. Thanks for joining me, Ben. Catch you later. And okay, so this results because the order of things in a module in Haskell doesn't matter until you introduce template Haskell. So what I'm doing is I'm putting these definitions beneath a proxy queue. Proxy EQ, whatever. Variable not in scope. Yeah, fair enough. Could not deduce. Whoops. I need the either instance. Should really just be doing this with GCID. It would be a lot faster. Yeah, I'm just going to do this with GCID. Hopefully it works. Oh, those are some useful warnings. I should clean those up. Bloodhound, import 22. Errors deprecated, use accept instead. Only too happy to. Data by string is redundant. Whatever. Types, internal, query. Don't need that anymore. Stringly. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that. Pair, empty object, parse either, parse maybe, type mismatch. And could not deduce. Okay. 494, yeah, list of car. Okay. Instance, proxy EQ. I'm looking for the list instance, and that's this guy. Okay. Alrighty then. Defined but not used, expected. 1890, let expected. I have no idea what we're doing here. I guess I don't need that. Wow, all good. Alright, let's run the tests. GCID is so much faster. I need to always use this. Alright. Alrighty. Dun, 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 dun. Alright. Let's have a look at the example package here. Nope. Nope. Don't like those things. Nope. Stop. Don't do that. Alright. Cool. And we got a failure, probably because I used EQ somewhere. I should have used a proxy EQ. This one's actually weird. That's... Alright. This first one shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Let's go back to our tests here. Updatable index setting prime. So what's the deal with this? What's going on here? Alright, so it's just rederiving Aprox EQ from updatable index setting, and that's using a different arbitrary for some reason. I don't understand why you can't use the base type. We're not using the other type anywhere. Oh, I can tell. The underlying type, I mean. It's weird. Okay. Well... Oh, wait. No, I still don't understand why this exists. But I can try to figure out why the approximate isomorphism fails. So we need to node adder. So that might just node adder filter values. Non-empty is EQ. Yeah, the actual non-empty instance is EQ, and that's okay, because the only kind of normalization we're doing for the Aprox EQ is the sorting. So... let me see here. Okay, let's yeah, it looks like one got sorted and one didn't or something. Yeah, it gets its arbitrary right there. Alright, let's try something. Table index setting prime. Oops. Setting prime, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. 2098. Get rid of that. 1237. Get rid of that. Yep, okay. So just get rid of the new type, see if it changes. Dun, 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 dun. One dog is napping in the office with me. I don't know where the other dog went though. No, no, don't trouble yourself. Stay there. Nope. Go back to sleep. Nope. Alright, fine. I'll pet you. Actually, petting a dog while you're trying to figure out a problem is pretty nice. Highly recommend it. Yeah, I know. Shake, shake. I'm sure this is something to do with it not sorting, or something related to not using the Aprox EQ. Oh, damn. Wait, I forgot to change it to the proper prox JSON. Dang it. Prox JSON. Notice it's for prox eq rep purple account. Replica bounds bytes allocation policy. Initial shard count. FS type. Alright, now we're seeing everything. There we go. Alright, let's kill that build, fire it again, and we might be on our way to being done with this stage of the rewrite. On our way. Sorry, this isn't compiling faster. It is doing its best. It's going. I like how many processes Open Broadcasting OBS Studio seems to be using. That can't be real, right? That's just like multiple threads of a single process or something. One of them is actually niced differently than the other one. Yeah, some of them are niced down, some of them are default nice. I wonder why. Why does OBS have so many processes? It has more than Google Chrome. That's weird. Yeesh. Alright, we're still going apparently. Yeah, it's pretty much all OBS, VLC. Wow, VLC hurts. VLC is like a CPU core and a half unto itself. Xorg is probably getting hammered by VLC and OBS because it's serving the screen scrapers. Google Chrome's getting eaten alive by Twitch, probably. So yeah, that's where all my CPU time is going. That sucks. And GSC is just burning like one whole CPU core. You can see the 17th thread that's just pinned there. Alright, come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I'm just going to start. No, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to touch it. Wait for it to finish. Go back to that thread. And this might actually reduce the line count in this module, which would be really nice. This module is definitely kind of getting out of hand. Nope, nope, not touching it until it's done. I could edit it while it's compiling, but I don't want to. Come on. This is the problem with using a CPU with a lot of cores. It's not actually fast or single-threaded, and when you just have like one process burning a bunch of CPU, having a bunch of extra cores doesn't really help. It's like that, it's like that image of single worker digging surrounded by coworkers. No, single road worker surrounded by managers. Nah, come on. There's like this famous image. I guess kind of like this. You know, you've got like one guy working, a bunch of people standing around. That's what's happening with my CPU right now. There's like a famous image of like a dude like digging in a hole and like 9 people just leaning over and watching him. I can't find it right now. That annoys me. Enderil from Narsil asked, what's VLC open for? VLC is how I share my screen with applications other than OBS. So basically, OBS hijacks my webcam for the webcam share that's part of the stream. OBS also it knows how to grab my monitor. So I have 3 monitors in front of me, and the one that I stream is the central one. My right-hand side monitor is VLC also doing a screen scrape from the central monitor. When I have friends, you know, whoever from Twitter or whatever wants to hang out in Google Hangouts and talk to me while I'm doing this and ask me questions, I can't share OBS to the Hangouts. OBS can only target like a single stream destination and record, and that's it. So the way I solved that is I create another source of the middle monitor using VLC. And then VLC acts as an application window source for Hangouts. Hangouts, I share my window of VLC, which is actually just that central monitor, and then my microphone automatically works in Hangouts, and that's how they're able to watch what I'm doing and ask questions in real time rather than being on the time lag that you folks on Twitch experience. It also solves the problem of how you share a single monitor on Linux when you have multiple monitors, because Google Hangouts and the different like browser APIs, they don't understand monitors in Xorg on Linux. They can only do whole screen, and whole screen to them is going to be 1920 times 3 pixels by 1080, which is obviously not what I want to share in Google Hangouts. So even when I'm not streaming, I use the VLC trick to share a single monitor at a time with coworkers and friends and things like that on Hangouts. So yeah, that's what VLC is open for. Why is it still compiling? What is going on? I guess it's just compiling the tests. I mean, I can see it right there. It's building the test binary, but good lord. Is a proxy eq like that painful? What's going on here? Wait, it's not even compiling, it's running the tests, I think. No, it should still be compiling. But that's not what it looks like. Looks like it's running. It's very strange. Alright, we're just gonna kill you. Yeah, okay, we'll try this again. And then I think what we're going to do here is watch Elasticsearch, see if anything hits it. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so it's actually, this is just it running the test suite and taking forever. If it's getting stuck like this, then we have a problem. Something looping infinitely or something. Alright, time to find out what's looping. So let's just get rid of this. Let's start by dropping our Proxy EQ test stanza entirely and see how that goes. And we'll comment that out and comment that out and see what happens. Nice one when your test gets stuck. Andrew from Narsil says, so you're not really using it right now, but you have it open in case you need it for that? Yeah, basically. I mean, the situation with this computer is that I have 10 physical cores, 20 total threads on the CPU. I can throw half a core at just leaving VLC open. I don't want the extra monitor either, so I don't really care. I also just try not to mess with my setup while I'm streaming. I'm kind of hesitant to close anything that could like break OBS or something somehow. I realize it shouldn't, and it doesn't, but whenever I'm doing something live, I get a little superstitious. I don't change things that don't need to be changed. I would close it if I was on like a quad-core machine, because then it would actually need that like CPU back. But on this machine, it doesn't matter. I don't really need to like worry. Anyway, so yeah, it was something in the Aprox EQ instances that died a fiery death here and spun around forever. Ugh, that's annoying. So let me see here. Let's figure out this one real quick. Bulk test. All right, why would bulk insert not be working? What's going on here? Bulk stream refresh index. Okay. there a way to rerun tests for the stuff that failed? Is it hspec rerun? Okay. I guess I should make certain of what version of hspec I'm using here. Stackage, LTS 10.3, hspec, 244, good enough. Import generic stuff, yeah, you're gone. Bye, don't want you to come back. Should probably fire up Cerebro if this is going to be misbehaving. Already running. Huh. I somehow doubt that. There we go. Localhost 9000. Localhost 9200. And Bloodhound test Twitter. I think this is what we care about here. Yeah, alright, so this is a reliable failure. Whatever that's worth. Not a lot, but you know, what are you gonna do? Proxy EQ. Do you even need this anymore? Uninscope, Aprox EQ 470. Default, no. No. By. Generics, by. Missing methods, 471. There we go. Eek. Alright. Let's start nuking these. And let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to reintroduce the Aprox just to see if the maybe change I made changed anything. And then I'll get back to figuring out what happened with bulk here. This bulk error feels very familiar though. Definitely feel like I've run into this before. Alright, where's the rerun? There it is, -r. So, stack test arguments, is it just dash dash? I think it is. So, test rerun, dash dash, sure. Did they just pass? Or is that rerun? That was rerun right there. Alright. I'm gonna disable this in hspec. Wait, test. I don't want it doing this by default. Could get confusing. And let's see here. Oh, it's test arguments. You know, I don't actually have to guess. I could just like fire up a terminal and look. Stack test. Test arguments. Right there. No equals, I don't think. Doesn't look like it anyway. So it's just that. And look at that, it's freezing up again. Cute. Real cute. Datable index setting. Datable index setting. Datable index setting prime. There we go. Proxy. 941. No instance for arbitrary. Okay, make arbitrary updatable. Could be the arbitrary instance generated by the template Haskell causing this. 964. Proxy EQ. Updatable index setting. And then we're gonna bump that to prime. Uncomment. Make tests. See what that does. Now we need to start thinking about looking at the arbitrary instances generated by this library I'm using. How many tests did they do with this? Some. Not a lot. Okay. Seems like standard summon product deal. Cool. They already merged it and fixed it up and pushed it up the package. That is some customer service right there. Hey, finished that time. I'll be goddamned. Alright, cool. Apparently I need the new type for something. I don't have time to figure out why right now. But you know, progress. Progress. Okay. Let's try and figure out this bulk thing. This is dumb. What's going on here? Alright. I do make test, rerun. Is it gonna skip to those tests? So I don't have to wait for the whole test suite? Because if it is, I'll be really happy. Why do you have to rebuild the library if I pass a test argument? does he make sense? Yep, there we go, perfect. All right, so now it's rerunning the test that fails. So now we can start doing clever things. First off, let's just go ahead and print these guys. Are all of them missing, or just one? And I need to lift IO. There we go. Oh, we're just gonna rebuild the local file changes. What's going on here? HS source source. It's not in the source dirs. Why is it? Extra source files. Alright, let's have a look at this. That's interesting. Is that right? Let me pull in the pprint Haskell pretty show. Pretty simple. Ball. Bloodhound tests. I need to alphabetize this again. It's getting ugly. PQ, pretty simple. Tests. Text. Yeah, I just want this guy. Print. Alright, let's do a pprint on this. Could not find module. Well, yeah, sure, you have to rebuild it. Make test. One doc. Now, why would there be one doc? That's kind of weird, right? Rest. Bloodhound test Twitter. Yeah, not post. Get. Search. Okay, so we've got only one hit for a doc when we do a bulk insert. That seems bad. Why would that be the case? It's very strange. I'd also like to know why it keeps invalidating the library like this. Do these docs really look any different? What index am I actually using here? Yeah, Bloodhound test Twitter 1. And the only... Alright, I'm just going to delete this index. Alright. Well, while I wait on that, let's hop into Haskell and let's deal with this guy. Oh, never mind. We're ready. Okay. Make test rerun. Okay, that's fast. Rest. Bloodhound test Twitter search. Get, not put. Yeah, it's Wait. That's annoying. We forced a refresh. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. 1089. Do I need to look at... Let's look at the bulk response. And the refresh response. Oh, God. Where the fuck did my data go, Elasticsearch? I'm forcing an index refresh, which is not something you would do in production after a bulk insert normally. Shouldn't have to do this. The search engine makes me so grumpy. Inserts all documents we request. Well, I can say conclusively that it does not do that. Insert data. I'm guessing insert data is the only document that's shown up here. Let's have a look at insert data. I think it's the one document that's just showing up. Example tweet. Yeah, I think that's the... Yeah, this is the one document showing up. So this is working just fine, but this is not. Alright, let's have a look at the messages here. Oh shit. Compressor detection can only be called on... Alrighty then. Okie doke. That's why. Well, that's what I get for not wrapping bulk in an HP 200 check in a test suite. Alright, what'd they do now? Problem with the mapping. Verify the mapping is correct. When you pass in a string instead of a JSON document to the body and data key. Transforms the string into something else. Binary fields index into an upgraded from 1.x to 2.x index hit compressor attack. Alright. Wait, what's the difference between these two? Oh, Elastic versus Elastic 5 template. Alright, there's nothing there. Great. What? Okay, don't. Alright. Why hadn't the test suite caught this before? Has Travis not complained about this before? I mean, it's been breaking here and there, but yeah, look, it works fine there. That's kind of weird, right? This ran 6 days ago, and it passed fine. Oh, it's ES502. Yeah, okay. we need to repro this in Travis, because this is semi-serious. Okie dokie. I don't know what the latest version of... What is the latest version of Elasticsearch? Jesus, 6.13 already? God damn it. Okay. Alright, so we're going to pop that and see what it does. I'm not going to wait for it though, because Travis takes how long? An hour, anywhere from a half hour to an hour and 45 minutes to run our full build and test suite. So fuck that. I will find out in the morning. But yeah, I need to know what's going on there and what's failing right now, because I think this may be a situation where I'm using a newer version of Elasticsearch. I'm using 5.5.0, and we weren't testing against that, so whoopsie. Keeping up with like a 60-person engineering team isn't really all that easy for two extremely part-time Haskell programmers, though. I feel like we do pretty well, partly because of the Haskell and everything, but, you know, we're still, like, allocating single-digit % of our time individually to this. So, we're going to pop back into this guy and go back to our test suite here. And yeah, so we need to track this bad boy down. RG bulk. Where's bulk live? Bulk lives in client, which kind of makes sense, right? Client v5 client bulk. That's pretty boring. Code bulk operations. Append mashed taters. Man, some of the names I choose for things are asinine. I am so sorry. God. Lord. Alright, yeah, there's nothing really interesting here. I'm basically just, encode a bulk operation. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so let's fire up GCI and see where this is at. Ooh, orphans. Spicy. I should probably move those. Not now, but, you know, eventually. Bloodhound, client, and, yeah. Info, bulk index, index name, blah, epi name, map, doc ID 1, and then import eSun, import qualified data.hash map. Is it lazy or strict? I guess we'll find out. Actually, no. Wait, I can object empty text actual type. Yeah, okay. Next, overloaded strings, and then encode bulk operation, and then put string line. That's byte string. Import qualified data. Not byte string dot lazy. That's bl dot put string line. Okay. So this is what I'm generating right now. All right. Man, this sucks. All right. Elasticsearch. Bulk API. Let's look at the current docs, see what's going on here. Action and metadata, optional source. Action and metadata, optional source. Metadata, source. Data binary. Data binary. Data binary. Data binary. Be sure that, yeah, I don't think they are. Okay. I just need to go back to that error. Does it actually think there's some binary data somewhere? That would be strange. Now, let's see here. I'm using network.hp client. Bulk defers to post, defers to dispatch, content type, application JSON. It is unconditionally application/JSON. Even though it actually isn't valid JSON because it's new line separated. But that's the world we live in now. Ugh. What? That's not going to work without escapes. Man, there's not really anything unusual here. Test rerun. Actually, let me test GCI. Oh, not on the right. Look for that. There we go. Very good. All right, so test. Whoops. Test v5. This main-r. And there we go. We got a quick rerun here. All right, so could only be called. At symbol. I'm not using curl. I'm not using curl. So it seems like a double JSON encoding or something was doing this to some people. I don't think we were double JSON encoding. You can see it like right there. Let's try using Cerebro to post to bulk. And it's not actually a syntax error for the bulk API, Cerebro. Don't be dumb. Object HM from list A B string. Are you serious? And for qualified HML. Yeah, okay. We'll just try this. Yeah, we don't want to specify. Test bulk. And okay. Oh, is it actually giving me sass about sending that? Alright. I guess I'll go the curl route. Like a fucking club. That? I don't know. And then what were those curl commands people were doing? Curl, curl. Wait. Put it in. Where did I put this? Work. Not a template though. It's actually just bulk. That's D at request. No requests added. Index settings. Post. Yeah, it is supposed to be post. Underscore bulk. Here we go. You can get the exact command here. Whoa, what the fuck is XND JSON? Is that why we're having this problem? New line delimited JSON. I did complain that it wasn't actually JSON. Alright, what happens if I say application JSON? Is that gonna break? Oh no, it actually worked. What the fuck? Okay. How much data do we have in Cerebro now? Test bulk docs 1. Test bulk search get send. It would be 1 because it's just index. Duh. Okay. Well, I should fix the content type regardless. So let's jot a little note here. But it actually accepts it anyway, even when the content type is set wrong. Or at least it seems to. Let's change the data, double check. So we're going to index doc2, and it's going to be C to D, and we will rerun it. Okay, seems to have worked. Send to documents. Worked fine. Okay. I get like a very verbose dump here. Curl print request body. Trace ASCII, substandard out. I'm guessing the dot is a new line. Alright, let's have a look here. Or you could test the HTTP bin, or you could go fuck yourself. Yeah. Alright, curl, trace ASCII, uline dot. Is that a thing? What? Hey, whoa, easy there. Except that new lines and carriage returns are preserved and conversions are never done. Yeah, okay. That seems good. Am I missing something here? Trace ASCII. Alright, let's have a look at the man page. Trace ASCII. Full trace, but leaves out the hex part and only shows the ASCII part. Overrides previous. Okay, let's try regular trace. This may not actually be helpful, I don't know. Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Which hex is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 0A, ASCII 0A, line feed. Yes, so I haven't lost my damn mind. Wait. Line feed. Yeah, line feed, not carriage return. Right. Okay, yeah. So it represents that as a dot. Okay, that's fine. Let's have a look in the error in here. Failed to parse pair index. Okay, let's go back to our tests. So we're going to go to client, and bulk, and we're going to do fifth.io print body, and we're gonna have to restart test JCI with that. Did not pick up that change. Pain. Whoops, didn't use rerun. Ouch. Alright. We are learning lessons today. Yep. I know. Yep. Alright, you know what? I don't care. Quiet. Whew. Okay. Scroll. Yeah, I don't think it reloaded properly. So what we're going to have to do here is build, test, and then bring up test JCI again. Hello N1000. Welcome to the stream. I am trying to fix an error with a potentially bad bulk encoding for Bloodhound talking to Elasticsearch. And I am knee deep in it right now. Just trying to figure it out. Okay. Doing a little bit of debugging here with curl. Haskell. Okay. All right. Yep. HR redirect, HR found response. Yeah, net request, body, yada yada yada. Request body. LBS, BS. Yes, hello. Make test, rerun. Interesting. What the f... Why is there a bare string at the top level here? Termination. Alright, I have an inkling of what's going on here. So if I mimic this stupidity, let's see what it does. I don't think we need a trace anymore. Okay, that succeeded, so a leading new line isn't a problem. What if I say graphel? Where the fuck that is? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay. I need to figure out where the fuck graphel is coming from. Test. Graphel. Bulk test. Ah! That's the problem. Fuck. Yeah, okay. I can't use new type deriving for this. Alright. So it turns out they may not have changed the bulk API. I'm just an idiot. That actually does comfort me more. I'm comfortable with being dumb. I'm used to it. I'm very used to it. From JSON. Whoops. Work Bloodhound RG from JSON. And let me see here. Types, internal, clients, Yeah, and then from JSON. Yeah, parse with object, parse where object name, parse, or no, bulk test name t, and then match on a string. Then we can do bulk test fmat parse JSON t, and we'll give that a whirl. How's that look? Is that okay? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Oops. There we go. Hey, all right, so that builds. But does it pass? Let's find out. And dun, 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 dun. Wow. All right. The rerun passed, so let's run the full suite and see what it does. We're looking good though. I'm feeling good. Looking good. Yeah. All right. Cool. We did it. And I need to do that. I need to specialize that for bulk because it's definitely not actually a JSON. All right. Fixed bulk tests. Dunzo. So, it looks like they uploaded the thingy to package. Yeah, it's on package now. So, I'll just go ahead and go back to my stack YAML here. Changed on disk, yep. And then we'll just do extra deps 0.2.0, I think. And then we can get rid of that guy, and we'll rerun the tests. And then if that works out, I'll actually copy this dependency to the other stack YAMLs. At least to the ones we actually use for the earlier or later ES versions. Yeah. Okay. So 8.0 and 8.2 at a minimum. Oh. Yeah, okay. Whoops. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. And all right. This is looking good. So what do we need here? Let's just go ahead and start moving this to the other stack YAMLs. Is it even going to work on that version? I don't think so. I'll just leave it on 8.0 for now. Oops, stack, YAML, get rid of that. I'm just going to assume this will work out. Okay. And while this is running, I'm going to pop into Haskell real quick. And make release ePub sample. And sample.epub. Open with ppub. That's not really going to work, is it? Yeah, I don't think so. Firefox ePub sample ePub. Are you not able to read this? Come on. What? Don't play dumb with me. Alice ePub. I guess I'll open it with Google Chrome. No, that just downloads it. Come on. eBook viewer, whatever that is. Yeah, okay. This is just hello Haskell and the usual sample though. So I need to adjust sample, release ePub sample, sample.tech. Alright, yeah, fair enough. I need a different version of the sample.tech. ePub sample.tech and lambda calculus. Okay, make release ePub sample. Let's try that again. Nautilus ePub. Open with eBook viewer. Okay. Now, wait, no, dagnabbit. RM, RF, ePub, make release ePub sample. Oh, it's ePub. Come on. Behave for me, please. Open with easy ebook viewer. That clearly doesn't work. Why does no ePub reader work? They're all broken. Well, at least shows me the table of contents properly. Oh, I didn't change the make file. Dagnabbit. I need an ePub sample. There we go. Wow. Haskell book. ePub-sample.tech. That's because I need to add it to the ePub directory. ePub-sample.tech. Make release. Oh, that's ePub. And open the sigil. Sweet. Show it to me. Take me to the thing. There we go. This is horrific. Well, that's not going to work. I thought it looked fine in the browser. Can I extract? ePub files, ePub, nav, yes. No, not search, just let me pick a... Wow, this is annoying. Open Haskell book, ePub files, ePub, nav, lambda. Ugh. Yeah, I need to figure out how to fix the math mode. LaTeX math mode, pandoc, ePub. Math mode confusion when reading LaTeX. Yeah, no shit. If you target... Alright, how do I target ePub 3? Pandoc. ePub 3. ePub 3 writer. A web service to convert the text to an image. Oh my god. Renders LaTeX math into MathML, which ePub 3 readers are supposed to support, but unfortunately few do. An image, so this is for people who are like visually impaired. If you're not visually impaired, the ePub I'm trying to make isn't for you. Use the e-reader version of the PDF. I am, however, curious as to what it looks like, so let's take a look here. Alright. I really, am not amused. Unzip sample.epub ePub nav, all you need is lambda. That's not MathML, you fucking liar. Alright, what do I gotta do? Come on. Alright, I guess I'll try WebTech. See how that goes. Anyway, it looks like the Bloodhound stuff is actually done, so I'm just gonna be on Haskell book stuff now. Fucking around with the ePub. Make release ePub sample, and then we're gonna hop in the ePub directory and unzip sample.epub. That's annoying. Unzip sample.epub. Yeah, nothing changed here, bub. What version of Pandoc do I have here? I have Pandoc 2.0. What's the current Pandoc? 2. Okay. Pandoc, get status, get pull, get route v, get pull origin master. Yes, give me all the new things. Look at it go. Alright. So let me think about this. What I need for this script is I need cd epub unzip sample.epub cd ... and that'll work. And it keeps nuking the thing. This is bad. I have to make 2 different versions of the Lambda Calculus chapter for the ePub. Probably. And I can't be guaranteed the Unicode works correctly in people's screen readers. This sucks. Ugh. Alright. Am I doing self-contained? I'm not. I've tried that stuff, it's garbage. Alright, well, while we're waiting on this, let's have a look at this and see what's going on here. So, we're looking for what is a function. Yeah, it's this equation. Oh, man. Alright. Make release screen. Oh, does that set notation work? Not perfectly. Man, that spacing is fucking weird too. I don't think the screen reader will care, but damn. Logic, pandoc, ePub. MathJax for HTML rendering. That's not gonna work. It's JavaScript. That's not gonna work for an ePub. I don't think any of them allow that. Yeah. Too many open files. Huh? I need to set the thing so it just always does that. And my security conf. But I'm lazy. Let me see. Events release screen PDF. All you need is lambda. What is a function? So this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it looks like in a PDF. Screen reader for PDF. Is there a screen reader? I guess in Adobe Acrobat? I can't install that on Linux. Sounds like the Adobe Reader supports it. Oh. Screen reader magnifier. So we got tutorial content. NVDA and JAWS. Turn your PDFs into online publications. Is this like converted to HTML or something? NVDA, JAWS, NVDA, JAWS, screen reader. Okay, non-visual desktop access, download, donate, EFT bank transfer to St. George Bank in Australia. Windows. That's not me. Most popular Windows screen reader. I'm not using Windows. Support for MathML content that is presented in Internet Explorer that is rendered with MathJax. Well, that's good. It's still not going to work on like Kindles and stuff, but that'll actually help people using screen readers like I intend. Okay. I think if the ePub version ever gets released, it's just going to be behind a link that explicitly says for people using assistive devices only. Make. There we go. Alright. And we're going to refresh that. Alright, let's try that again. It worked out pretty okay. Alright, let's give it a shot. I mean, you know, it's very literal, but so looks like we just did this. I don't think they're going to group them as one equation, but it's worth a shot. Fuck. Spaces? Or new lines? I should say. Hey! It's closer. Not perfect. It's closer. What is a function? It's close. Alright. What if I comment that out? Release screen. Let me see how it looks here. Come on. Oh, it failed. I'm going to do the same thing here. It's not centered. But I don't care. That's not too bad. How do I force a new line here? I haven't written much in my LaTeX in so long. LaTeX force new line. New line / initial break. Re-render. I want more spacing. That's the issue here. Oh, it didn't like that. There's no line here, and well, yeah, I suppose that's true. I just want to like insert a line here, bud. Vertical blank space. I could toss a V space in there. That's fucking gross, but whatever. I guess that's where we're at. There we go. Render away, friend. Alright. Run. Turns out it takes a while for a build that has to go through 1,200 pages. Come on. Hey, that looks okay. What about release ePub sample? How's that gonna look? I need to kill some tabs here. Hey, that's okay. Yeah, that's pretty okay. All right, let's have a look at these input sets. What is the deal here? First, let's actually just change the top tech and just work on this one chapter. So, whoops, basic data types. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna make top. Top tech. Yeah, it's the default build. And then we're going to open top as soon as it comes up. There we go. I need to re-render one more time to fix the table of contents. It's funny how you can see it incrementally writing into the PDF. Such a gross format. Yeah, okay, so this is currently how it renders in the screen reader format. That doesn't really change anything for what I'm working on. So, it'll compile faster now. So what happens if I do this? What goes wrong? Oh, it drops the things. All right. JGM, pandoc, issues. Right. I need to re-render that properly so that he knows what it looks supposed to look like. There we go. Do I want to include the footnote? No, I don't. So it's that. And then that. PDF screenshot, pictures. Okay. What else should I provide?
Alright, there we go. Reported that. And I'm not sure what to do. LaTeX, entity, curly bracket. Maybe we can do these. Left brace, R brace, L brace. Yeah, let's try L brace and R brace. R brace. L brace. Make. Seems fine. Make, release, ePub sample, expand, refresh. Okay. Alright, I'm starting to run out of ideas of how to make this work. If I just put the brackets in here, do they show up in the ePub? Let's find out. They fucking do. Bruh. Alright. Hey, Puffin Fresh. Hey, Adam. Is your dog snoring? Yes, he is. Papu is right over there. He's snoring. He's curled up. And Puffin Fresh asked, what are you doing with the book? I am trying to get a correct ePub render out of it. And, yeah, Pandoc is, it's very useful if you can stay in a very narrow happy zone with it, but the moment you're like actually using LaTeX or anything like that, your life becomes a nightmare pretty quickly. So I'm just trying to figure out how to make it work. I didn't really want to give up the centered equations, but I'm just going to give them up. For this issue, I think I know what I'm going to do. I have a script, and as horrific as it is, we are going to set this. Peak 9117 said, is this the Almanac book? No. This is the Haskell book. This is just me trying to make stuff work properly. Alright, we want to turn that into... turn that into that, and that into that, and let's give that a shot. Let's see how that goes. That worked. The power of sed. You can just make your problems go away. Seth Kahn said, I presume Pandoc has different generators for different formats, or why does converting the ePub need a different source than converting to PDF? Pandoc doesn't render the PDF because Pandoc mangles the fuck out of my LaTeX. I rendered a PDF from the LaTeX natively because that produces a much, much better document. I'm only using Pandoc for the ePub, and I'm actually mangling the LaTeX to be compatible with Pandoc using sed. So the answer to the question of why does converting to ePub need a different source than converting to PDF, Pandoc doesn't support all of LaTeX. Peak 917, what are the revisions? I haven't seen a problem in my book or people complaining. There's minor editing to be done to the book before it's completely done, but that's not really what this is about. I'm working on an ePub version for visually impaired people, like blind people, people who just have really bad vision, that use a screen reader, because most screen readers don't really work properly with PDFs like this, even though the text is there. It really should work. I don't know why it doesn't. I'm going to investigate that issue, because if I can get screen readers to work with the PDF, I'll try to get people to use that, but it seems like a lot of the visually impaired people, they can't really afford to like change their workflow because it's too much trouble. They can't like break their setup. Like once they have it working, they don't really want to mess with it, and I understand. That's totally understandable. But it is a pain in the ass producing like a nice document in ePub. It's actually incredibly hard. So if I ever release an ePub, it'll basically only be for blind people, and I swear to God, if I get more emails about the ePub being ugly, I will cry. I know it's ugly. It's not for you. If you want to read it on a Kindle, use this version, the e-reader version that has like the narrow margins and everything. It looks fine on a Kindle. Here, I'll even show you. Buy my app, Kindle, photos. Come on. From Buy My App, e-reader. Dun, dun, dun. There it is. Here. That's what it looks like on a Kindle. It looks fine. It reads fine. It fits the thing properly and everything. I think I ended up going with the format on the right. So, there you go. Yeah, no, this is just for visually impaired people. I don't know if I'm going to succeed, but I want to take a crack at this. Okay, so now I need to take a look at these bad boys. So... end up putting this in a branch because this is speculative work. I don't know if I'm gonna keep all these changes. Oh my God, over and over. All right. This may also be a situation where I need to like do a multi-line set or something to transform these instead of manually editing them if I want to preserve the original formatting in the PDF. Ooh, this lambda entity is not going to work. I can already tell it's not going to work.
Let me actually comment that out. Put that back in. Re-render. Unzip. Alright, so that all looks better. The rest of the equation stuff is pretty much the same. So it's really just the multi-line equation stuff that was fucked up, I guess. But the centering is different. Why would equation be... okay. Okay. Let me try adding another line here. See what it does. Yeah. Alright. I need to figure out if there's a way to force a new line in the equation environment that Pandoc respects. Good lord. Okay, equation, LaTeX, new line. Line breaks, breaking equations, mismatch. Yeah, it uses the double backslash. Oh, use aligned. Alright. Let's see if it understands this. No, it fucking does not. Alright, Pandoc, LaTeX, equation, new line. There should be no new line after equation block in text document. Yeah, let's try math. What does math look like? I should just do this as one line. Here. Here. There we go. Much better. Alright. Nope, same shit. Alright. It just ends up being the same as the dollar signs. SethCon said force new line must be the #1 search term for LaTeX. Yeah, no kidding. Properly handle LaTeX math environments inline math. Yeah, that sounds right. Actually, let's have a look at that reader. Math. 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 Display and inline. Entry. Yep, same deal. Yep, Adam, you understand my pain. Wow, adding the double backslash breaks the thing. That's great. 1 slash doesn't, but 2 slashes do. What happens if I put in 3 slashes? Backslashes, actually, not slashes. Ah, it still breaks. Neat. I don't know how the fuck that breaks the parser non-locally, but, you know, here we are. Alright. That didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work out either. I could actually, for the purposes of a screen reader, I don't actually want the Unicode character for lambda here because it might not work. So it's actually possible that what I want to do here is I want to rewrite \lambda, the LaTeX entity, to a plain lambda, and I want to actually rewrite the Unicode character to the word lambda. I don't know how easy this is going to read for somebody who can't see it and only hearing it, though. In the previous section, we were talking about functions called f, but the lambda abstraction, lambda x period x, has no name. I mean, it seems okay to me, but that's because I can see it, and I know that this is supposed to be a lambda term. I mean, I am declaring a lambda abstraction, but the lambda abstraction, but this is going to be much harder for a blind person to read. The book just wasn't written for somebody in that situation. This sucks. I just feel bad. This is going to be so hard to use. Boy. Alright. Yeah, let's do the rewrite. So scripts, ePub cleanup. We're gonna nuke \\lambda into lambda. Rewrite, reload. That's better. Alright, and then we're gonna rewrite yeah, that's better. All hail Set, king of text editing. Parenthesis lambda x dot x plus 1. Yeah, okay. The binding syntax is going to be hideous when it's read out loud. Oh, man. Alright. Well, we're making progress. It's getting more usable. I need to get rid of that split, though. Split. Okay. What we're gonna do here. Where was that other one? Just do it this way. Actually, no, it was. Yeah, no, I need to normalize it. Never mind. So I do need to do this. And then the split here needs to get rewritten, except it already was written that way before. So what I need here is the v space and alright. That's good. And do screen readers actually need the equation typesetting? SethCon asked. They don't, but it's not the worst idea. So a lot of times the visually impaired they'll do things like this, where they like follow up as reading groups and things like that. If the version of the book they show to somebody who has normal vision, is if they can understand what's going on a little more easily from things being more visually apparent, then that can help whoever might be helping them. The other consideration here is that I have to decide what representation is going to be default or built into the same version of the LaTeX that gets used to render the PDF versus what I special case for the ePub. And Adam said this would be a lot easier if you had some blind people with you to poke with questions. Yeah, so yes. However, a lot of these are issues I can kind of detect and fix myself, so I don't feel like I shouldn't bug anybody yet. But yes, I am getting there. I'm gonna send it out to somebody who actually volunteers with an organization that helps visually impaired people. His name's Attila. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. He reached out to me about making the book more usable for visually impaired people. He wasn't the first to reach out, but he was the most recent. And how do I put this? Him reaching out basically just inspired me to take another crack at this, because I've been trying to fix this for a while. And I just kind of wanted to. So there. Ah, God. All right. Yeah, Attila actually volunteered to do that, so that's basically the plan right now, is I'm trying to get this into a presentable enough state that he can start going through it and letting me know what's up. I need the V spaces, I think. I'll try it without. It's okay. Yeah, some of these are centered and some of them aren't because I haven't rewritten all of them. Ah, fuck. Yeah. Man, this spacing. What the fuck are they doing? Okay. Anyway, I'm just trying to get like the obviously mangled content out of it, and then once I've accomplished that, I'll send it out to Attila and see what he thinks. I think it's going to be difficult regardless, though. It's just hard working with mathematical-ish content like this through a screen reader. you'd have to really, like, I don't know, plan ahead for it somehow. The actual presentation of the content is kind of visual too. We use the visually apparent representation of the terms to teach how the evaluation works. But this is probably close, I think. So I'll probably send out this version or something like it to Attila pretty soon here. See what he thinks. Okay, we still have a couple of baddies here. Apply the lambda to the argument C. Huh, it doesn't render that time. Okay. Multiple. Yeah. Okay. So we need to rewrite single space lead. Is there even a space in between these? There is. Fuck it. That's better. I don't know if it broke anything, but it's better. Seth Kahn asked, was this chapter with the most problems, or does the rest of the book need work as well? This is the most annoying one for the ePub. This is the Lambda calculus chapter is definitely the most annoying in terms of formatting, LaTeX, things like that. The rest of the book was actually more work overall because I had to rewrite when we decided to make an e-reader version of the PDF. I had to rewrite all of the source code, every last example in the book, every single code sample, every single REPL readout in the book to fit within 43 columns, because that was the maximum horizontal width limit of the e-reader version. And if you think 80 columns is restrictive, oh boy. Anyway, that's part of what bloated the page count, actually, is like shoving all the code samples down to 43 columns, stretch them out. So that's where some of the fair bit of length actually comes from. It's just from the code. So, should we really be enumerating the bind? I don't think so. Get rid of it. Alright, I'm going to send this out to Attila and see what he says. It looks horrific, but, you know, maybe it'll work for a screen reader. I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah. So, that is about it for me. Let me see here. Does anybody have any questions before I call it a night? I feel like my dogs are kind of lacking for attention. Come here, Jack. Come here, bud. I'll show you Jack before I call it a night.
Hey, buddy. Are you sleepy?
Oh, he's a sleepy boy.
Poor puppy. I bothered you when you were sleepy. I know, I'm sorry. It's like a little toddler when they wake up and they're like rubbing their eyes and yawning and they start getting upset that you woke them up. Poor puppy. Yeah, I'm sorry. Alright, I'll leave you be now. Okay. Alright, that's the puppy. I don't know where Papichon went. He's feral. He's doing whatever he wants. Probably snoring a storm up somewhere. Doesn't look like we got any questions, so I'll call it a night. And I'll try to get this video uploaded probably tomorrow. I'm not going to try to upload it tonight. I'm too tired. I'll probably mess something up. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining me. I realize the stream probably wasn't the most interesting because it's basically me grinding out some major code refactors and test fixes for Bloodhound and then putzing around with an ePub for the Haskell book, but I really appreciated you taking the time with me tonight. Y'all have a good one. Bye.